Guaranteed profit in sports betting, that is unheard of, but I'm going to share with you how you can guarantee profits in sports betting by doing these three simple things that some people are probably already doing. But if you're not doing this, then you really need to watch this video because I'm going to share that with you. First, let's get started right away. Number one, that is betting with positive EV. Now, there's a lot of people that talk about positive EV, and most amateur and new sports bettors do not understand this. And, trying to get that calculation also might be beyond your head. But let me explain to you what positive EV is. It's basically, so let's say that a bet is, let's say the spread is -6 and +6, and the odds are 100, right? Let's just keep it simple first. 100 minus 100 and minus 100. That means that it's a 50-50 chance, right? Whether you bet this side or you bet that side. But as we all know, that it's in the book they do -110 and on both sides. So the +6 and the -6, -110. I know this is already too much math, but just stick with me. And so what happens is that the chances of one hitting actually becomes 52.4%. I think that's what it was. And that has to, you have to hit that. Like, let's say you chose the +6, outcome has to come out more than 52.4% in order for that to be a positive EV. Now, I know we don't know what that actually is, but there's tools out there that can help you calculate that. So, but let's just say that you expect the team to win within 6 points. So you expect that +6 to win at a 55%. 55%, and the book gives it at 52% because they're pricing it at -110. So that means that you are having a positive EV there. So it's really something that you can calculate based on data. But this is something that, if you believe the positive EV is here, if you don't know how to use all the data to create models. And honestly, most people don't know that. So, but if you constantly bet positive EV, and the way to do that, the way to find it is using a tool to find positive EV. And if you constantly do that, you will win, lose, but you will end up winning in the long run. And the positive EV is a long run game, because you may be taking bets that just don't make sense to you, and I've seen it, right? So as long as you continue always betting positive EV, that's one way to guarantee your profits. Now, number two is called CLV, closing line value. And this is a form of positive EV. And if you're not familiar with closing line value, that is basically how much value you got at the closing line. So let's say you bet a team at -3 and now they're at -5 at the start of the game. So you have extra 2 points there that you don't have to cover on that spread, right? So you have some positive EV. So if you can constantly beat that closing line value over time, you will also guarantee yourself a profit. But it might be hard to find that closing line value. One way to do that is by watching the line movements and catching one book before they move the line. So that's why sports bettors, professionals, they constantly watch line movements. Sometimes they move the line themselves. Sometimes they're watching other guys move the line. And that's what's very important. If you can beat the closing line consistently, you will also guarantee yourself some profits. Maybe not on that specific game, but in the long run, you continue to do that, beat the closing line, you will guarantee yourself to be a winner. And, just to give you some heads up, you know, when you see these sports betting handicappers and they go about making plays and they don't talk about this kind of stuff, what the value is in the bet, most likely they're not a winning bettor. So the last one to guarantee yourself some profits is called arbitrage betting. You probably heard about it. And basically you're betting on both outcomes of the -6 and the +6. But most likely you're betting it at two different books, but one is offering different odds, the other one's offering different odds, and when the outcome is done, you're guaranteed a small profit margin. So, you know, that's called arbitrage betting, and there's places out there that will actually do the hard work for you about finding where you can place an arbitrage bet, but you know that you would need an account at both locations. And you know that's why one of the big things about, if you want to be a winning sports bettor, you have multiple sports betting accounts. So those are three ways that you can guarantee yourself a profit in sports betting. If you do those things, you always continue to bet positive EV. You beat the closing line, and if you try arbitrage betting, those will guarantee you profits in the long run in your sports betting career. And that's basically how professional sports betting is done, by doing those kind of things throughout every season, no matter what sport it is. And you know, some guys are better at determining EV and than others, and so you know that's kind of the skill that it takes. And you know, you when you're trying to look for guys that are selling picks or something like that, you're trying to find a guy that's trying to share picks with you. You know, are they good at predicting those kind of things, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you. You know, hopefully you can figure out ways to use that to your advantage to beat the sports book. My name is Ken with Bettor Culture. Thank you for watching.